Should you be passionate about your work? To what extent? We are talking about this real quick today, and tell me at the end of this video what you think about this. Just so you know, I used to work in the luxury industry. The luxury and makeup industry, makeup, perfumes or whatever. I worked for brands such as Burberry, I worked for Dior, I worked for many brands, and I'm glad I did that. I'm proud of me for having survived in those environments, because most of the time I really disliked, the bad-mouthing attitude in those companies. I disliked, the really strict, appearance, and behind that it was more or less something that was not actually made for me on the long run, just because of the atmosphere. Anyway, what I want to tell you today is you will see people make a job out of their passion. And this is really interesting, because if everything goes well, it can be actually pretty great, and people can feel like, my job is not even a job, it's a passion, I don't feel like I'm working, this is perfect. But most of the time when I saw people make their favorite passion a job, it failed. It ended up in them being disgusted by their own passion. I knew, for instance, a friend who decided to work in the fragrance perfumes industry. He really liked it, during the onboarding phase, where the company shows you, look, this is the fragrance room, this is the place where we have a showroom to show fragrances to customers and so on. You are really pampered sometimes during an onboarding. Fine, he loved it. He maybe had one or two, samples of some products, okay. But when the samples are gone, when you got one or two perfumes or something, to give your family and friends, what's left? You and the job and your entire passion, your favorite passion. And you may be sacrificing it for later. If you work in a stressful environment, if you are in, a not so stressful industry, but you end up in a bad company with a toxic management or whatever that is, you will probably get discouraged and disgusted. Again, this is the worst thing that can happen to you and your passion. So if, like me, you believe that your passion should stay your passion and you should preserve it for your weekends or whatever, if you want to make sure it stays a passion for you, you can work in this area, but you have to make sure you are not going to destroy it. You have to make sure you love working for your passion. You got to make sure that you love doing it every day of the week or not, and you have to, really choose the consistency of that thing. I don't know if it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, please tell me in the comments below what you think, and I can clarify things. But we often think, oh, it's going to be easy. I can either find a job in a company or create my own company within this sector because I love that so much. But then you work too much. You get, crazy. You get burnt out, basically. So choose the exact frequency you want to work in that, and trust me, you're gonna keep your passion and you're gonna find the best work for you, regardless if this is in this area or in something else you may like a little less, but you are able to work in with a more detached attitude. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and see you very soon.